Okay, so what I have here is a canvas that turns itself on and off and changes the text in between turning itself transparent and opaque. And I am going to build this from scratch again, right over here. So, game object, UI, canvas. Let's rename this world space canvas, or stage canvas. And let's double click to see how large it is. Let's use the rectangle tools to shrink it. Right, we can't shrink it down until we go to render mode, world space. And then we'll bring this way the heck down. And then I'm going to move it into roughly the right space here. Like so. Okay. Now it's kind of hard to see, so the next thing I'll do is I'll right click on this stage canvas and UI and then panel down at the bottom.
This is possible you recording this.
And I don't want the low quality background image, so I'm just going to delete it. And I'm going to change the alpha channel to max and set the value to 0, or maybe I'll make it a little bit, brown or something like that. I don't know. Nice to give things a little bit of a color just for fun. Okay. So I have this opaque object, and if I animate the color, the alpha channel, I can make it see-through and then opaque and see-through and opaque. Let's turn off that. So on the panel, we are going to animate. We can call this stage animation. And with the keyframe recording mode turned on, I'm going to go out to 1 second. And I am going to select the color and change the animator to 0. And that automatically adds a keyframe at the beginning where it was as I set it, and over the course of a frame it goes to transparent. Okay, so I can zoom out now. I can duplicate this and set it to, let's say 3 seconds. And then duplicate that first one and set it to 4 seconds. And so now I've got this looping animation where it goes transparent and then goes back to opaque. But it immediately goes there, so I'm going to go ahead and have another second of just opaque. Just like that. So that's the first step. The second step is having the text change when it's transparent. And I don't even have any text right now. So let's right click on the panel, go to UI and Text Mesh Pro. And I'm just going to name this, text TMP is fine. Its size is a little large. It's the default size for a canvas, so I'm just going to change the font size to 2 and then shrink this down to size. And then I can center this. If we need to get precise, we can move the gizmo to match there. And so this text will not change. It'll just kind of always be visible even as that panel becomes opaque and not opaque. So enter this handy script, which we are going to place on the panel. Add component, change text, and it's going to ask for a Text Mesh Pro object, which we'll drag over here, and it will ask for some text. So we'll say that we have 3 lines of text that we want. Blue, red, and green. And then, well, let's make sure that it works. On start, it should change this to say blue. And then we are going to use animation events inside of our animation for our panel to change the text. So in between, whenever it's totally opaque, we will right-click, add animation event, and hopefully click on no function selected, slide down to the bottom, and right down at the bottom is our change the text function. So select that. And then we can copy this animation event and paste it again. So let's say that we have another situation where we, so it's opaque, it's transparent, it changes the text. You can see it's, yeah. And then it's opaque again, and then it's transparent, and it changes the text again. So let's copy that and see what happens. There's the switch, and there's the switch again. And then we likely need one. We did see it cycle back to blue at the beginning. But we'll have to set an animation event. I don't know, maybe at the end or maybe at the beginning. We'll see how it goes. So let's say, well, the other thing that's missing is that the text does not go transparent either. So with our record keyframes turned on, we are going to move out to this first frame and change the color of our text. So vertex color, just set the alpha channel to 0. Let's actually do this here. Vertex channel, alpha to 0. And so now we should have a keyframe that also sets the text. And one of the things that I wanted is I wanted the text to fade out first, and then I wanted the background to be opaque, or background to start fading out. And so let's, now that I've got this set up the right way, so first the text fades out, and then the background fades out. I'm going to select all of these and duplicate them, and then paste them, but I am going to switch, sorry, I'm going to select these three and just move them around like this. And then I can move them all to 3. And so you'll see the text fades out, and then the background fades in, and then the text fades in. Text fades out, background fades out, and so on. So let's zoom out and do that again. I could just select all 6 of these and duplicate them. I can move this change the text event to the middle. I'll copy it and paste it again, and then fade the text. Let's see what that does. So it says red, it says green, it says blue, and then red, and so on and so on. And my timings aren't quite right, but the text changes the way that we need it to, and that's excellent. If we needed to repeat this process, or if we needed to, have more sayings in there, that's no problem. We'll just copy the animation event and paste it again. and it will just continue to say whatever we need it to say. And if I want the initial text to last for longer, I am just going to move this out, copy this keyframe, and paste it here so that it says the text, and then the text fades out. So I'll have this code available to anybody that wants it, and you should be able to plug it in and get it to work yourself.